Hi everyone, welcome to EatMee Recipes. Today I'll be showing you how to make Chana Magaj. The ingredients for this recipe is in the description box below, and there you will also find a link for the full written step-by-step recipe, which is on eatmeerecipes.co.za. Firstly, you want to bring out the almonds and grind it into powder form. Next, you want to place some butter ghee into a microwave-safe bowl. Heat it in the microwave until melted. To a bowl, you want to add in the chickpea flour, which is also known as gram, besan or chana flour. To the flour, add in cold milk. Add in the melted butter ghee. Mix the ingredients together until it resembles a breadcrumb texture. To a pot on medium-low heat, add in the butter ghee. Move the ghee around and allow it to melt. Once the ghee has melted, add in the chickpea flour. Mix well until the flour is incorporated into the butter ghee. You want to keep an eye on the mixture and mix every few minutes to prevent it from burning. As you can see, there's just a whole lot of mixing going on. After about 10 minutes, you will notice the mixture starting to foam. Keep mixing until it turns a light brown shade. This whole process will take about 30 minutes. After some time of mixing, you will notice the color starting to change. Once it has changed color, it's time to move on to the next step. Now it's time to add in the ground almonds. Mix that up well. Allow it to simmer for about a minute. Next, we are going to give it a quick stir and turn off the heat. Remove the pot from the heat. Allow the mixture to cool completely. You can go ahead and stir it every now and again to allow it to cool faster. Whilst the mixture cools, you want to bring out a casserole. Add in some butter ghee. Use a silicone or a pastry brush to grease the casserole. Once the mixture has cooled, you will notice how much thicker it becomes. To the cooled mixture, add in icing or confectionery sugar. Add in milk powder. Add in nutmeg powder and cardamom or elachi powder. Mix well until most of the ingredients are combined. It will be fairly hard to mix, so go in with your hands and thoroughly mix the ingredients. Once combined, empty the mixture into the greased casserole. Use the back of a spatula to compress the mixture into the casserole. You can also compress it with your hands if preferred. If you are shaping them into cubes, you may go ahead and top them off with some colored almonds. Place the casserole into the refrigerator and allow it to set for 2 hours. After 2 hours, the mixture would have hardened. You can slice them into cubes if preferred. Since I'm not keeping the traditional square shapes and using a Malaysian cutter, I personally prefer allowing the mixture to come to room temperature and then crumbling it up with my hands, as this will allow for a more crumbly texture. If you want to keep the square shapes, you can just pop them out and they're good to go. So here I have my Malaysian cutter and I'm just going to show you how the shape turns out if you have to try and mold it whilst the mixture is still hard. So I've just pushed the cutter into the mixture. And now I'm pressing the middle piece in to create the design. And as you can see, when you pop it off, you don't get much of the design on it. Like I said earlier, I wait for the mixture to come to room temperature and then I crumble it with my hands. This will give you the extra crumbly melt in your mouth Chana Magaj. So all you want to do is grab a portion in your hands, mold it into a thick disc, place it onto your working surface and go in with the cutter. Because the mixture is at room temperature, it is going to be much softer. So when you push out the cutter, you want to be very gentle when removing your shape. It takes some time, but the end result is definitely worth it. You want to continue this process until all the mixture is used up. You can create shapes, cut them into cubes, or even pop them into silicone molds. Once all your shapes are done, it's time to top them off with some colored almonds. I'm adding the almonds in the indent of my shapes. Next, you want to gently press down the almonds using your finger. And if the square shapes are also at room temperature, you can go ahead and top them off with almonds as well. And once again, press the almonds down using your fingers. This decadent Chana Magaj is ready to be served. They are creamy, crumbly, and they melt in your mouth with every bite. You can store them in an airtight container for up to a week or refrigerate them for up to a month. Just a quick reminder, the quantities are in the description box below, and there you will also find the direct link for the full written recipe, which is on eatmeerecipes.co.za. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and also drop some recipe requests in the comment section, and I will try to do those recipes as soon as I can. Enjoy!